buenos días, bienvenido a la semana 2, la segunda semana de nuestra clase. So welcome to week 2. You should be watching currently the video, which I will place here once it has been completed and uploaded. Okay. And then you want to reread through the specific objectives and goals. So this week you're going to be able to make small talk about yourself, including information about your occupation and origin, talk a little bit about the weather and your likes and dislikes, be able to ask and answer questions about how you feel, okay, and identify the difference between cognates and false cognates, as well as recognize some of these words in written and spoken language. So this week you will be taking a grammar quiz in my MSL. You will be completing dialogues 1 and 2 with your partner, as you can see in number 5 and in number 7. They are both due on Sunday this week. This is different from the norm. Okay. You will have a vocabulary quiz in Blackboard, and I want to remind you to log 2 hours of language and cultural contact via TV, music, conversation, reading. If you need some other examples, please let me know. Okay. Lista de tareas. Okay, so right here you'll find the semana 2 plan, as well as that one. Okay, you are going to be reading the textbook, completing the corresponding My Spanish Lab activities. All that homework is going to be due by August 27th, and that homework will be covering pages 8 through 32 in your textbook. You'll be completing a quiz. The last 3 activities listed in the My Spanish Lab homework will count as your quiz for this week. Okay, so if I go to My Spanish Lab, okay, and I go to the 27th, my last 3 activities here, right here, right here, right here, those are going to be my quiz. Okay, that will be counted as the quiz. Okay, there will also be a quiz in Blackboard that you will take. Okay, and you want to make sure that you log your 2 hours of cultural contact. And finally, you will turn in dialogue 1 and 2 both on Sunday. Okay, so the quiz, the vocabulary quiz, okay, will be here. It's words associated with health. Okay, and this comes from page 31 of your textbook. So it's a formal quiz. You'll only have 1 attempt. Okay, so please read through the instructions carefully. Online oral dialogue number 1. Okay, gives you general instructions and objectives, okay, about trying to be creative, and then the actual situation. Okay, so this is going to be a diálogo entre un paciente y un enfermero o una enfermera. So you're going to get in touch with your assigned partner and find a time to record a short dialogue together using a program which will allow each of you to be seen and recorded. Okay. You can even combine programs like Skype with Screencast-O-Matic. Okay. But you want to make sure that however you do this, that you can both be seen on the same screen and both be heard and recorded. Okay. Only one of you needs to record the dialogue and upload it to YouTube, but needs to make sure they send that link to their partner, because both of you will submit the link via Blackboard. Okay. Now, this week, the scenario is imagine that you are a patient speaking to a nurse. You're going to use the expressions you learned on pages 2 through 5 of your textbook, and keeping in mind the appropriate use of titles located on pages 6 through 8. Now you will run through this dialogue twice. The first time, student A might be the patient and B will be the nurse, and then the second time through, A will be the nurse, B will be the patient. This first dialogue is extremely short because you don't have a whole lot of information. So you'll have greetings, they will be formal, introductions, like the name, nice to meet you, how are you doing, and then a farewell. Okay? And I've also placed on here the rubrics if you want to review how it is you will be evaluated. Now, right below that in Semana 1 is Dialogue 2, okay, Diálogo 2. Again, the basic information. This one will be a diálogo entre un nutricionista y un paciente diabético. So we have a nutritionist and a diabetic patient. Okay. So again, you'll record it so that you can both be seen and you can both be heard. And you're both recorded. Only one of you, though, needs to be responsible for the recording and uploading it to YouTube. Then you need to make sure you send your partner the link, as both of you need to submit the link via Blackboard. Okay? And to submit that link, you will just click on the diálogo. Okay? So, partners, I will actually be assigning partners throughout the semester. Okay? Your scenario, one person is going to be a nutritionist speaking to a diabetic patient. You're going to be using the vocabulary, the structures, expressions that you on pages 14 and 15, 25, 26, 28 in particular as a reference. As with the first diálogo, you will do this twice. So person A will be nutritionist and B will be the patient, and then switch roles. Person A is the patient, person B is the nutritionist. Okay, make sure to include the appropriate greetings, full name and profession, nice to meet you. And then the nutritionist needs to ask the patient what his or her name is, how to spell their name, what he or she likes to eat, and how he or she is feeling today, and then close it appropriately. Okay, again, remember there is no reading. Okay, in Dialogue 1, or Dialogue 2, and in Dialogue 1. You should not be writing this down and reading it. Okay? This should be as spontaneous as possible, although you can do some practice run-throughs. Okay? Okay, so online dialogues, and then the recursos. Okay? I apologize, that was the recursos from the first week. The recursos this week have some of the same things. Actually, I believe they're all the same because week 1 was so short, I just kind of added the week 2 information to it. So you can always check these recursos if you need some extra help or explanation. Okay? So that, mis estudiantes, ends Semana 2. As always, please let me know if you have any questions. Okay. Oh, I do remember one last thing I wanted to show you was how the plan for Semana 2 is much longer than Semana 1 because we have a complete week. Okay, so we have the reading in the textbook, corresponding online activities. Reading in the textbook, corresponding activities. Now you're ready to take the quiz, which are the last 3 activities that I showed you. Okay? You have 5 minutes per activity. Okay? And this is the title of the activity, so you can look in the assignments and be able to see those. Then, after you finish that, you want to read in the textbook, study the vocabulary. Okay, here's corresponding activities. Then you have reading in a textbook, corresponding activities, more reading, more activities, more reading, more activities. Now you're ready for the quiz that is located in Blackboard. Okay. And again, both quizzes will be due by August 27th before 11:59 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Okay. Okay, as always, let me know if you have any questions. Y buena suerte esta semana.